I'm going to share something with you, and this makes sense, obviously, and hopefully I give you a clear picture of this. But when I put this above ground bed in, we bought above ground garden soil, or we bought garden soil to use. We didn't just buy fill dirt or anything like that. So it was good. It said fertilized for 9 months. Now, what shouldn't be surprising but did happen was all around the bed, weeds just started to thrive around the edges. On the outside in my yard. I'm trying to get you a good angle here, but I had to go around it with the weed eater today. But yeah, you can see I had to weed eat all the way around this thing because the clover especially, and I always find that with bagged dirt or any kind of dirt that I've had delivered, clover for some reason in this area just runs rampant. But yeah, I had to go around and weed eat all around the edges of this thing, and there are very few random weeds popping up inside the garden. There's a couple here and there, which I find a little odd, but around the outside, man, it just started to thrive on, I guess, those nutrients from the bagged soil. But that's just a little note from a non-professional. Hope you're having a good day. It's an overcast day here in Central Texas. We got a lot of rain over the last 2 days, which bodes well for our garden. We didn't have to water. Let's go take a look. Let's see what's going on here. So we've got, I'm going to start with the beginning. We got carrots, which we planted on March 9th. So today is March 30th, March 29th. I'm sorry, it's March 29th. So you can see our carrots, and where we have to go now is they say once they reach an inch high, you then need to thin them an inch in between. So we're getting close to doing that now. The exciting thing is I've got summer squash here, I've got spaghetti squash there, and then I've got some down on the other end here. There's spaghetti squash there, okay? Those went in on the 10th of March, and you can see how well they're doing. All these were just planted straight outside in the garden bed. I've got our cucumbers, which went into, we sowed those inside starting in an egg carton, if you remember that video. If not, go back and look, but that was on February 24th. So I had to get some sunshade. I got some 55% sunblock because these were blistering. And since I put the sunblock up and they've got all this watering from the rain, they are just taking off. Before they were just 2 leaves, and now you can see they're sprouting the jagged leaves that come out of the center. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. I'm not a professional gardener, but speaking of gardeners, Mom, the gardener, is very happy. We've got the strawberries, which went in 2 weeks ago. And again, it's about 2 months before they produce anything, so we'll be looking for those to start catching up. We've got the Roma tomatoes, 4 Roma tomato plants here, 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 and here. And then we've got the beefsteak tomato plants there and there. I forgot my 3 plants that I'm looking forward to the most, and so I'm gonna have to clip this back in and edit it, but jalapeno, jalapeno, pimento. So those are doing well. Also, that one pimento on the right, I may have to cover with the sunshade. It's got a little bit of a brown leaf on the bottom. I can't imagine it hasn't had enough rain. So I also can't imagine it's had too much with the other ones looking like they're thriving. But yeah, let me just edit this in. Oops. If you remember correctly, and I'm gonna have to get back out here, we pruned off the top flowers as they came out because they were coming out too early, and we want to make sure. Oh, we got another one right here. Hold on a second. If I can do this with both hands. There we go. I just prune them and drop them. That's it. So we don't want them producing flowers because we don't want them producing fruit yet. But they have grown. When I put these in and I staked them, they were halfway up the stake. So you can see now they are a good 85 to 90% up the stake. So they're growing now. I haven't seen that many flowers on the Roma tomatoes yet, and I'm not familiar with them, so I'm gonna have to go do some reading on that. But it's again time to come down and prune the lower branches off, because the lower branches don't do anything. You can see that one's kind of shriveled up. All they do is eat up nutrients from the actual plant. It's the top branches and leaves that collect the sun for the nutrients for the plants. And you can see here, I'm gonna give you a perfect example of, let's see, oh, this is a sucker right here. So if you can see, it's in the elbow of 2 branches, and all you do is pinch it off. Those things don't do anything. They will not produce fruit or vegetables, and they'll just, again, starve the plant of nutrients, or take more than's necessary instead of it going to the fruit. So there is our garden, and I'm gonna flash back and show you what it looked like the day we planted all of this stuff. And hopefully you enjoyed this, but we are, I mean, from the day we started the cucumbers, which was February 24th, I know that because shout out to my brother Steve, it was his birthday. And so February 24th, March 29th now. So we're just a little over a month and a week almost into this, and everything is growing nicely. Now, I will tell you, again, the gardener doesn't approve of shade block, but she does now as far as cucumbers are concerned, because the sun stopped eating up my cucumbers. If you are interested, what I read said that you should slowly introduce your cucumber seedlings to the sun by putting them out for an hour here, an hour there, especially since we're in central Texas. And until they build up a tolerance to that heat and those leaves thicken up a little bit. I don't know if it's leaves or coating on leaves or whatever. I'm making stuff up right now, but that's the way I see it. So they are thriving now with the weed block, and all I do is I pull that piece over the top and stake it in above, about 2 inches above the cucumbers on the days when the sun's going to be out bright. And that doesn't look like that's today. So we don't have to worry about that today. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Focus on my thumb. Catch you on the next one.